So this is the last video in this series on logarithms, and this leads up to some of the most important uses of understanding logarithms, which is basically when we are trying to solve for an exponent. So let's take, for example, 5 raised to the x is equal to 30. So our goal is to figure out what is this exponent. Now, how in the world do we solve for an exponent? Well, if you go back to the first video, that is what a logarithm is all about, because it allows you to rewrite this problem so that you actually do solve for the exponent. So if we were to rewrite this as a logarithmic equation, we would get log base 5 of 30 is equal to x. Now look, we're solving for x. So how do we now solve this log? Well, from the previous video, I taught you guys how we can use the calculator to solve this problem for us, because this, of course, is impossible to solve without a calculator. Once again, 5 squared is 25, but 5 cubed is 125. So it's going to have to be some number between 2 and 3, x. X is going to have to be some number between 2 and 3. So that is where our calculator comes into play. So if we're stating here that x is equal to log base 5 of 30, so if we're saying here that x is equal to log base 5 of 30, and we want to solve this on a calculator, again, we cannot solve base 5 on a calculator, but we can either use base 10, the common log, or base e, the natural log. So we can go here and say log 30 divided by log 5 with the change of base rule, or you could have done ln 30 divided by ln 5. Doesn't matter, you would get the same answer, but either way, either of these you can plug into your calculator. So when you use your calculator to solve this problem, let's do that. 30 log divided by 5 log, we get 2.113, just as suspected, and that is our final answer, and that is what x is. Technically, you should say approximately equal to, because again, we get an irrational answer, which in order to write it out, you're going to have to round it. So you'll never get an exact answer, but you'll get an approximate answer. And that's it. Now let's take a look at more complicated problems. Let's say, for example, we have so here, our exponent is x minus 3. The minus 3 is part of the exponent, so there's nothing we can do to get rid of that minus 3. But notice here we have 2 raised to this exponent. I mean, it doesn't look like a very pretty exponent, but it's an exponent nonetheless, equals 92. So if we were to rewrite this as a log, we would get log base 2 of 92 is equal to x minus 3. And now notice this, x can now be solved, because all we have to do is add 3 both sides. So x would be equal to log base 2 of 92 plus 3. Now again, on a calculator, we're going to have to convert the base. So we can do log 92 divided by log 2 plus 3. Again, you could have done natural log. It doesn't make a difference. So 92 log divided by 2 log plus 3, and we get 9.524 when I round that. And if you want to, you can go ahead and plug that in to the original equation just to confirm that the answer does work. Let's take a look at this problem. Now, In order to write this as a log, we have to isolate the base and the exponent. We have to separate that. So first things first, we can add 8 both sides, and we would end up getting 10 raised to the x is equal to 40. And now we can rewrite this as a log. So x is equal to log base 10 of 40. Now again, I didn't write base 10 because that's common log. You don't need to write the base if it's base 10. This here is the answer. And notice I don't need to do change of base because I can actually just do this on my calculator. So if I were to do log 40, I would get 1.602 as the final answer. So 10 raised to the 1.602 minus 8 is going to be 32. And that is the exponent. Let's take a look at this problem here. So our goal is to solve for the exponent x. So the first thing I would do is subtract 3 both sides. Now, a common mistake I see people make is that they go ahead and multiply the 5 and 2, but you cannot, because the x is the exponent on the 2. If 5 was raised to the x as well, you can do that combination. But remember, PEMDAS, you cannot multiply the 5. You have to it's 2 raised to the x first times 5. The 2 and the 5 are not connected in any way, shape, or form. So we have to get rid of that 5. We have 5 times this exponential. So we got to divide by 5 both sides. And we get 2x is equal to 5. And now we can solve this by saying x is equal to log base 2 of 5. So to solve this, we can use our calculator. So log 5 divided by log 2. Again, using the change of base. Or remember, you could do natural log as well if you want, but it doesn't make a difference. So if we were to do this on a calculator, we would get 2.322, approximately. That would be the final answer. And once again, if you want to prove your result, just go ahead and plug this value of x right back into the original equation, and you will see that it will work. So pause this video and see if you can solve for x in these problems. Again, the goal is you want to isolate the base with the exponent. Doesn't matter what the exponent is. If the exponent is complicated looking, as long as you isolate the base with the exponent attached, you are good. So here, for example, you want to bring the 4 over. Here you want to bring that 9 over. Here you want to bring the 2 and the 4 over to the other side. Then convert it to a logarithm. And if you need to, use the change of base rule so that you can then solve the problem on the calculator. So pause the video, and when you are done and you press play, the answers will be shown in 5 seconds. So here are the final answers. Notice with the last 2 problems, you shouldn't have had to change the base because you could have directly plugged those into the calculator once you have isolated the bases. And again, once you get to a final answer, you can always confirm your answer by plugging it right back into the original equation, just to confirm that it works. So there are many uses for logarithms, but one example that is very popular is in finance problems. So for compounded interest, the equation is f is equal to p times 1 plus r over n raised to the nt. Now, p is the principal amount, f is the future amount, r is the annual interest rate, t is the time from initial time in years, and n represents how many times you are compounding the interest. So let's say, for example, you initially invest a principal amount of $500 at an annual interest rate of 3%, let's say. Now again, when you plug r into this equation though, you have to show 0.03. You have to divide the percentage by 100. Let's say that it's compounded quarterly, meaning n would be 4, because we're breaking the year up into 4 parts when we do it quarterly. And the goal is how many years until the future value is 1,000. So if we're going to let money grow starting at 500 at an annual interest rate of 3% compounded quarterly, how many years will it take till we reach $1,000? So our goal is to find t. Now notice t is in the exponent, which causes a problem, but with our knowledge of logarithms, we can solve for t. So if we plug in all the variables, all the knowns into the equation, we get now once again, t is in the exponent. So how do we get that out? First things first, notice this is the base. So we're gonna have to rewrite this base using our calculator, and I'm gonna divide 500 both sides. So if I were to simplify this, I would get this. So what I did first was I divided 500 both sides, and then I went ahead and did 0.03 divided by 4 plus 1 to get this. Now we have everything. There's nothing else we can do to simplify this problem. But now we can rewrite this as a log. So we could say that this is log base 1.0075 of 2 is equal to 4t. Now, this looks kind of scary, that base there. But once again, if we use the change of base rule, we could just say that this is log 2 divided by log 1.0075. Notice I'm converting it to base 10. So if we were to do this, we would get 92.766. Now, however, this is not the final answer because this is for t. So t would be equal to 92.766 divided by 4, which would finally be 23.19. We could round it there. You could round, really rounding is just based on how much your teacher wants you to round it to. So here we just say in approximately 23 years, a little bit more than 23 years, 500 will grow to $1,000. If we just leave it there growing at an interest rate of 3%, compounded quarterly. So that pretty much wraps up this this lesson on logs. There are many other uses of logs. Maybe sometime in the future, I will upload a video of very important uses for logs, such as for during half-life problems, which are used a lot in science. So I hope that this helped, and good luck studying. Bye.